Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. Tina Macy here, your favorite psych nurse practitioner, where I talk about everything relating to trauma healing, relationship breakup, healing, and elevating. Should I go? Should I stay? I also touch on everything regarding mental health, depression, anxiety, on and on we go. In today's video, we're talking about this lady whose husband, boyfriend, one of them, cheated on her 30 times and she still stayed, spending a lot of energy trying to have him explain himself, crying, stressing, all the stuff. Let me know in the comment and in the chat box your thoughts are on this topic, as well as this lady who was physically harmed to the point of almost getting unalived by her partner, and she's talking about it.
Hello everyone. This is my very first time coming on to TikTok since my incident. Some of you may know, some of you may not know, but on January the 17th this year, I was involved in an incident where I was shot twice, once in the face, once in the back, and I was stabbed 37 times. If this video doesn't send any message other than to let you know, I am still here, which means there is a God. My doctors all tell me that I am a walking miracle. So I just want to come on to let you know. I know people go through things, so I just want to let you know that there is a God, all right? So I'm not going to go too much into the detail of what happened to me that day, but I do want to say that I have been reading your comments. A lot of you have inboxed me. I thank you so much for your prayers, for your thoughts. I'm going to have my GoFundMe in my bio because I still have a very long road to recovery dealing with my hands and other things that we won't discuss right now. But again, it's not even about that. It's more so about your prayers, your support, your continued support. I can't thank you enough because I do go through a lot with the incident. So thank you all for your prayers. I am still here. There is a God. So whatever you're going through, just keep your head up and know you will be okay and you too will make it.
I've become accepting of the fact that there are a lot of women out there who, we can talk about men all we want, but sometimes we are the enablers and the causes of our own pain and not realizing we have agency over our lives. We have smartness and being so gaslit to believe that we are not beautiful enough, we are not smart enough by manipulative, conniving, narcissistic men. And until you realize this, you will be in toxic, high conflict, demonic relationship that will derail you from your purpose and the plan that God has for you in this life. Center yourself, show yourself love, set boundaries. Do not continue to tolerate conditioned mindset of getting abused and suppressed and silenced by a man. We want men, but we don't need them like that until you put that in your mind and you can have that agency and believe in yourself. That you can start from point A and start working towards goals slowly and know that you're going to have challenges, but you're smart enough to figure things out and start to give through some affirmations, some good affirmations. But this video is where he's cheating on you 30 times and you're still giving your energy, positive or negative, and arguing with him. You're with the wrong man. He's going to kill you. He's going to unalive you. Let me not say that. Unalive you. Directly or indirectly. You're going to go down to 6 feet under so quickly you don't even know what's coming after you. It stabbed you and shot you and you still stayed? Girl, are you a pick-me? You probably are a pick-me, and there's a lot of pick-me women out here, y'all, being society conditioning them to stay and endure and absorb all these traumas and toxicity, and you wonder why you show up to the world with like lemon squeeze face and you are like masculine all the time. You kind of in your feminine, because you're constantly in fight or flight mode. Like you're seeing the red bear, but the red bear, that's man that you're sharing that bed with or that house with. And he knows exactly what buttons to push and continue to push, because you know what? You'll be staying because you stay there. Because you stay there. Because your name is endurance. Okay. Let that sit. Let that simmer. Let that sizzle. Because you know what? You're not your mother. You're not your grandma. You are you. And you have so much potential, but until you see it from that standpoint and go work on your vocation, your certification, your education, your degrees, your self-esteem, go to therapy, heal, continue to heal, fall, pick yourself up from the fall. Life is made up of falling. So what? You fall, you failed, whatever is part of doing this thing called life. But if you're gonna be doing all these things and also have children sometimes, and you're re-traumatizing those children, is that worth it? Okay, bye.
Everything you say, it's all a lie.
Really put another girl.
Saying that you need to get help to get over that. You need to get over that.
The video was taken a while ago. To give you a little bit of context, that was when I was finally done with him, and he was stalking me a lot. The video I have is like 10 minutes long. It's only like obviously a couple seconds of it. As I said, he was stalking me, showing up everywhere I was, I had him blocked and everything, and so I don't even know how he was finding me. I think he was asking everyone he could think of that would maybe know where I was all the time. But when that video was taken was he was sitting outside my house, and he would make new numbers and make fake accounts to contact me, and he told me basically he was gonna like himself, which he would say that all the time throughout our whole relationship. He was gonna do that if I didn't come out, so I did, and I got in the car and I was filming. Like, I literally remember begging him, being like, dude, can I please be single? Like, please leave me alone. For context in that video, I did not want to be there. I got into the car, started driving off, and was basically like, you're sleeping at my house tonight, like, you're not going anywhere, and I'm not even with him, and I'm like, no, I'm not, like, drive me back home, because he lives like 20 minutes away from me, and he's like getting on the highway, and I'm like, stop, like, no, this whole thing. But besides the point, I'm good, it kind of. There's a lot that happened in that relationship, and I'm still healing from it. It wasn't about the cheating that stuck with me at all. So I've dated people since, and I didn't even for a second think that, like, they would cheat on me. It's honestly like everything else, like just the mind, making my mind like a marshmallow, just like so confused, and I don't trust myself. I don't believe my reality ever. I think I'm insane because he made me think I was insane. Maybe I will give you some more story times or little audio clips. I don't know if that's something you would want to see.
Most straight men are red flags, though. You are. It's because your methodology of moving through the world, you equate manhood and masculinity to the most low vibrational and dark energy on the planet. When you approach women, your idea of connecting with women, not even connecting, but your methodology of approaching women is you lie, manipulate, you trap, and you drain. So you lie about who you are. You manipulate her into a relationship with you by creating this perfect world that caters to her and makes her feel good. Once she gets into this world, you trap her. You start to break her down mentally. You financially abuse her. You convince her to give up her friends and family. You trap her with a baby, and then you drain. You drain her identity. You drain her future. You drain her energy. You drain her magic. You lie, manipulate, trap, and drain. And if that doesn't work, then you get mad and you start throwing a tantrum. And this is straight men at large. This is considered manhood and masculinity. If you can find a woman to lie, manipulate, trap, and drain, you all high-five each other, and you give each other awards, and you say that you won. But you don't even think about how it affects us. You don't think about the fact that we don't want anybody lying to us. We don't want anybody trapping us. I don't want anybody draining my energy. I need my energy for me. I don't want to think about every time you say something, it might be some manipulation in order to get me in your life somehow because you found a need for me and now you can't live without me, and so you have to steal my life. I don't want to deal with that. And nobody else wants to deal with that either. That's why so many women are opting out, because of your methodology. Your identity of straight manhood is complete destruction. And we're seeing that in the world right now. Look at our world. Complete destruction. Side note, we have to be honest about men's real place in society, because it's definitely not leadership. It's definitely not leadership, and it's definitely not control, because how can you control something that you can't create? You're supposed to have control over the people. How do you control something that you can't create? You have no inherent empathy. You have no inherent emotional connection. You have no inherent care over people at large. Men are not supposed to be the rulers over people. You can't even make people. You're supposed to assist people. You're supposed to create a stable environment for people to thrive. But you are not supposed to be the ruler over people. Women are. As a man, if you want to deal with women, if you want to learn how to deal with people, well, let's just say women. Instead of lying, manipulating, trapping, and draining, why don't you approach, you listen, you court, and you nurture?
This is my scolding hot take, and you're either going to be ready to hear this or you're not going to be. Women historically have been slaves. I understand there's different forms of slavery, but women, in the true definition of the word, have been enslaved. Marriage was the act of making women property. Marriage was the way of exchanging women as property. Marriage was the property transfer of a woman between her father and her husband. Regardless of how you feel about it, that's the fact. That was the original purpose of marriage as a construct. The reason why you see divorce rates rise is because women finally have agency over whether or not we stay in these marriages. The reason why you're seeing marriage rates and birth rates decline is because for the first time in human history, women have had more agency than we've ever had on whether or not we get married in the first place and whether or not we decide to have children. There is a reason why women have been socially conditioned into believing that if we don't have children, or if we're not married, or a man didn't choose us, that's like the biggest insult to our identity or our value as human beings. I personally disagree with the entire construct of marriage. I believe that marriage signifies the ownership of women, and I disagree with it as a concept as a whole. And if you're not new to my page, you know that I have no intention of ever getting married. I relish in the idea of being single. I do not want to have any children. And I relish in the idea that for the first time, I'm one of the first generations of women who have the freedom to not participate in any of those things. So to me, not only is it not an insult to my identity and does not dictate my worthiness as a human being, it is a privilege that I get to choose not to get married. It is a privilege that I get to choose not to have children. And I believe that as a woman, you should avoid getting married. You should avoid having children. I think if you are even remotely on the fence about any of those concepts, you need to avoid it. Marriage benefits men, and having children benefits the patriarchy. I'm not saying that no one should have children, or that's where it gets kind of like muddy. Like, I think that marriage does have protections for women who do want to have children, or for women who are with a partner who's great. There are legal protections around that marriage works in favor for. But as a general concept, I think marriage represents the enslavement of women. I think marriage represents, and this is just the way it is. This isn't my opinion. This is what it's been historically. Marriage represents the ownership of property that is